What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while since I made a video. Figured I couldn't wait to jump in and get this one out to you guys. This one's awesome. If you thought the last video of the moon was awesome, wait until you see this. I'm not so sure the last one can hold a candle to this one. Anyway, I want to give a thanks to David Cook on this. David is one of my subs, and he wrote to me over on my Facebook page, my Mars Anomalies and Beyond Facebook page. And anyway, David says, hey, hi, Chris. This link may be useful. Over 400 high-res images of the moon, something to get your teeth into. And, of course, he gave me the link, and it's a chameleon, or chameleon, the way they kind of pronounce it, because it's not quite chameleon, an Anjala observatory. And, of course, I said, thank you. I'll have a look. So, anyway, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm going, wow, this is neat, because let me show you why I'm saying that. This is just cool. All right. When you jump into this, these are basically like independent astronomers. Not quite sure if they're professional or non. It doesn't matter because they do a fantastic job on this. And as you can see, they actually have three of them. Chameleon Observatory, the Anjalo on Allah. I'm not sure how they pronounce that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And the Rusan Observatory. Now, from what I understand, each of these domes, these observatories, are 3 meters or 10 feet in diameter, or like a 10-foot ball. And I'm not sure the other telescope, but I know the other one is a Celestron C14. I think there might be a little bit more of a model to that, meaning model number. But regardless, and you can just see this right here, the way they talk about it. I'll give you guys the link to this, and you can just check out different things. But when you go to this one here, they have the Chameleon and Anjala Observatory, Lunar Atlas 2. Now, I've clicked on 100%. You can see it right here. And then you've got down to 12%. 12% would just give you small portions or sections of the moon, which is cool, So what I decided to do is do the whole thing, and I'm kind of glad I did. This is pretty cool. I mean, I'll give you, again, you guys get all the links on these. You know that. That's how we roll on this channel. And so we got this here. Now, you may say, well, Chris, I mean, I've seen thousands of photos of the same bloody picture. You have, but you haven't. And I'm going to explain to you why, because well, first of all, this is upside down, and that's the way you're going to see it on the optics on a telescope. I see this the same way on my two telescopes, of course, because basically it's just upside down. But what I'm going to show you is, this is awesome. You have the Sea of Serenity and the Sea of, and you guessed it, right? The Sea of Tranquility. And, of course, we had, I believe it was right here was the actual site of the Apollo 11 mission. Now, I'm going to show you, I believe it was right here. Well, there's Apollo right there. And you can see now this is now, turned upside down, if you want to say upside down compared to the other photo. So you got Sea of Tranquility, you got Sea of Serenity. Of course, they call it Mare Serenitatis and Mare Tranquilitas, And, of course, you got the Apollo 11. Now, I believe these right here, you can see these are other missions as well, whether they're landers, orbiters, so on and so forth. But the green is the actual, you can see right here, 12, 14, 16, 15, 17, and 11. You can see that they're all here. And, of course, you got, again, Sea of Serenity and Sea of Tranquility. Now, you've got Mare right here, Chrysium on the right, and there's a small crater right there. And I'm not sure exactly what that one was. Not that that matters. But the object I'm talking about mostly that really blew my mind is right here on the edge of this other smaller crater. So we're going to get to that and show you that. All right, so we've got this picture here. And what I do is I just put it in Photoshop and then, of course, flipped it upside down, went 180 degrees with it. But then I turned it another 45. Why did I do that? Because I want to show you these things so they'd be flat. But this is the way the picture would be right here. And again, you see the two C's over here. And, of course, you got Mare Chrysium right here. And, okay, so let's jump into this. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it again 45 degrees, which is around right there. And now let's get into this, guys, because this is cool. Believe it or not, these things are in plain sight, these actual structures. They look like craters, but they're not. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that, because there's another photo that China just released. Well, I wouldn't say just released. This was back in about 3.5 years ago. But a lot of people haven't seen it. So now let's jump into this. Actually, let me do this. I want to show you this without doing a thing to this photo. And I'm going to show you just exactly what I'm talking about here. Some of the things that are in this photo. And then I'm going to show you what's really here. You can see these things like on a platform, and you may say, well, I don't see the platform. I'm seeing what looks like a crater. This is a crater. These are not. And I'm going to show you that because I got another photo again from China. You can actually see what looks like platforms and things on top of it. So you got something like whether it be a dome, an oval dome, whatever it may be. We're going to check that out as well. And you got this piece right here is where I'm getting at, what I'm getting at. And guess what? Let's just zoom into it. You don't have to do a thing to it, guys. Don't have to do a thing to this. Check this out. It's almost like if you could take a stop sign and just take the bottom, take the and the top, and just stretch it out. That's what this thing looks like. If you're looking at it from this point of view, if you were standing right here, looking right at it, it's like you took a stop sign and just stretched it. So now you've got right here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. You've got like here. There's a flat behind this angle, straight down, another angle, straight across, another angle up, and then the other side. Look at the size of this structure. This thing is wide as well as tall. Let me jump back a little bit, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. This thing has to be of momental, if you will, just huge. I mean, this thing is just huge. It's. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, let's back up a little bit. Look at the size of the moon, but look at the size of this thing. It is like bam, like right there in your face. And most of these things, this is what's crazy, guys. A lot of people will say, well, either these things are highly reflective or they're giving off their own light. Why would they be shining like that? Now they say, well, because the surface of the moon is very, reflective. Well, that's not entirely true because a lot of people have taken a lot of photos of the moon who are, independent astronomers or amateur astronomers, what have you, and they see color. It's not just black and white. Just like when they went up there last time and they found like I think it was like a brownish, like a clay type thing there. So it's not all just black and white like like you see in these pictures. But anyway, let's get into it because I want to show you this. This is cool. I want to start off right here at the bottom. And you can see what looks like something round or almost like an octagon shaped as well with something sticking straight out of the center of it, as well as right here in the middle. And all of these other little pieces, they look like they're kind of standing up. Look at, see, they almost look like a tower type thing. There's like a bunch of them, or at least several of them right here. They look like they're very tall and standing up. Is that possible? Don't know. There's no way to really, change the angle and really see this, right? So again, this one here. Now you might say, well, I'm seeing craters there. But wait, don't worry about that. We've got it right here where we've actually done a little bit more enhancement. Right here, I'm going to go right down here. And you can see right here, this looks like a round disc with two objects sitting right on the side of each other, but very faintly. You can see something going like this, coming out of it, going straight over here. See this? You're going to see that in a minute too, because I actually brighten that up where you can see it. Okay. Right here, even this thing is funky looking. Looks like a big old Johnson sitting right there on a big platform. What the hell could that possibly be, guys? I don't know. Is it some kind of weird, their idea of a telescope or something? I don't know. Check this out. Right here, looks like a half a crater, or 3/4 of a crater. Something around right there, and there's other stuff in it. Okay, so let's just jump right in, so I can just actually show you guys this. This is cool. Because once you bring all this down, this is where it becomes really cool. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to go back in. These things are here, guys. Look at this. Right here. They're almost all that weird octagon shape, like a stop sign type thing. And they have domes. You see it like this, and it has a corner missing out, goes down, has another corner missing out, goes across, has another corner missing out. Is this all nature doing this? I don't think so. And right here, you can see what looks like structures. Let's jump to this one over here, because I don't want to take too much time in this, guys. I know you guys don't want to just sit here in front of this all day long. And, of course, there's some other people that are really impatient, which I think is hilarious. And if you guys don't want to sit through a video with a guy talking, don't watch my videos, because I like to explain things and my findings to people, at least to my subs. You got this disc right here. Again. Now, I'm going to bring this in a little bit more, just so you can see it. Anybody on a smaller devices? Okay. Now I'm going to zoom back out. Now I want to show you guys that object in question. I mean, I can see that thing from here. Guys, and stop the video anywhere you want. Pause it. Check it out. I could take a jeweler's loop, my magnifier, doesn't matter. And I'm looking at this thing right here in question. You can see where I'm circling. And that thing is as plain as day, and this thing is sitting right on the moon. Why is this picture so important? Well, it's not from NASA, and it's not from ESA, JPL, any of them. It's from independent other astronomers, and that's what makes it different, and that's what makes it special and awesome at the same time. Why? Because I think there's still some manipulation going on in this, but not like you would see in other photos. I don't think people were going to they didn't think that people were going to scrutinize these things. Check this out. Right there. This thing is awesome. Again, I don't know. This is like monumental. This thing is huge. And here's the thing, guys. They can do that. Why? I think it's like, I forget what it is. You guys can correct me on this. I think it's like 6%. Yeah, I think it's 6% of the gravity of Earth on the moon. So there's hardly anything at all for gravity. They can build structures immensely large, and it doesn't matter. Now, if you were to take that same structure and bring it here on Earth, it would probably collapse under its own weight. But there, not so much. It doesn't have any wind to topple it over. It doesn't have any of that. It's just there. So this thing, again, I'm going to zoom in. Check this out. Let's go back just a hair. Right there, corner, side, another corner. If the bottom half has another angle and goes up. And again, because I'm zoomed in, it's hard to tell. But let's do this. Okay? And I'm going to zoom in just a hair bit more. But this thing is insane. And just to give you guys a little extra bonus, after this video, and it's probably going to be the day after because I got to get all of these, I'm going to take some close-ups, some screenshots, and I'm going to put all of these so you guys can take them apart yourself. I'm going to put them on my Google+. Where's my Google+? Look at the banner on my main channel. On the lower right corner of that, you'll see Google+. It's a little red circle with a Google with a G in it. Okay, so you guys can actually take this apart yourself. Really awesome stuff here. Go back down. Now, I'm skipping a whole bunch of these, guys, because look at right here. There's something sticking out of it. All of these here. Something right here, something large right there. Now, you've got, let's see, this right here. Again, right now, I mean, you can see this, guys. It's actually in the picture. Look at it. It's sitting right in the picture. That doesn't even look like it's even jagged or anything. It's perfectly smooth. What is it? Okay, even way up here, check this out. Looks like these two large, I'm going to use the term bridge. I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but it looks like there's space underneath there, and you've got these two, what look like very long, almost like bridges kind of thing, straight pieces going straight across. It looks like you can almost see under them, but they're there. And check it out. These things over here have some height to them. Okay? Because now you're looking on the top, almost towards the terminator of the actual lunar surface. Now, check this out. When you go down to, these are just cool. I mean, they're everywhere. Again, here. Now, these are craters, okay? Which is another observation, and I want you guys to check this out yourself. You don't have to listen to me. Go look at any really good picture of the moon, and what you're going to find is that most of the craters, I would say 95% of them, they're not any deeper than the larger ones. The small ones, they're almost like, you know, picture somebody just like building a model. Because how many times we heard the moon is fake? It's like it's been built. It's artificial. Take a completely round sphere, and then put like, let's say we're gonna make one in like an arts and crafts. You take a bunch of clay and you put it on there. Oh, here's the little mountains and everything else, and then you put like a wall and in a circle, and it looks like a crater. Because if you look at the bottom, a lot of these large craters, they're not any deeper than the actual lunar surface itself. You can look at the craters on one side or in the center and look on the outside of it, and it's the same level as the regular lunar surface. Many people have questioned this. Why are these things only so deep? Why is it that when they took the third stage, I think it was the third stage of a lot of these rockets on Apollo missions, they would just literally purposely crash them into the moon, and they had, you know, of course they brought up seismographs up on the moon, and this thing would ring for like hours on end and days on end once they impacted it on the moon. What's that tell? What's that tell you? It's almost like it implies that it's hollow, and it has steel for skin. And this is the reason why these things, when they impact on the moon, they're not really going into the moon. They're just like bouncing off or just kind of shattering on the moon. I don't know. Here's another example. Now, I did this video a while back. Now, this is, and you can see it right here. Whoops, my bad. You got the Posidonius crater, and you got Sea of Serenity right here. This on the right is what you would see if you and I looked through a telescope. This was taken with a radar image, a ground-penetrating radar into this area, okay? And it was between 33 and 55 feet or 50 feet, I believe, sent from the Arecibo. The signal was sent from Arecibo, and it was received back here in the Green Banks telescope here in West Virginia. So, to me, now they say these are probably lava tubing. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. It looks like a bloody city. Now, is it possible that these craters, now you can see them here, and in fact, because I actually lined these up and everything so you guys could see this, go back, you got this large one, medium-sized one, and right here on the right is a smaller one. Look, large, medium, small. See that? They're in perfect right there. 1, 2, and 3 right there. Is it possible, when you look at this photo, and in fact, you can check this video out. I'll leave the link to that too. In fact, it's called Radar Image of the Moon Shows Great Details Below the Surface, or something to that effect. And I believe that these wannabe craters are a way for these intelligent beings to go in underneath the lunar surface and back out. I mean, I've seen videos lately where you can see what looks like some small craft coming straight out of a some kind of crater. Now, I know a lot of them are bogus and a lot of them are fake, but there's some that's just unexplainable. I mean, they're just boom, you know what I mean? So, is it possible they're living underground as well as above? I believe they are, but that's just me. I can't prove it. No way to vet it. But I do believe that's the case. Okay. So now let me show you something else. This was from Chang'e's, or the Chang'e 5T1, which is from China. I'm going to back out. And I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to jump right in. Look at the way this thing is such a mess. It should be right here. Look at the way this thing is such you've seen the quality of the other one I just showed you, and look at this piece of crap. How is it that bad? But I want you to pay attention to here, because now we're in a lower angle where you can almost see almost on the side of it, and actually you can, but what I want you to do is pay attention to this area, this one, and this one right here. Now watch this. Let's zoom in. I'm going to just go right to the enhancement as well as the filtering, which I added like a yellow and a blue. Now you've got this platform. I call them platforms. You got some weird little white thing right here, but you can see this on top of this flat area. You can see smaller ones right there. This one here is round, looks like almost like a oval dome type thing, and it's stretching out to different parts of this. Look at this. Something right here. It's round and has another, almost looks like this one right here on top of this one. You've got this platform right here with something on top of it. Now, because we don't have good resolution here, and I had to bring this brightness way down to try to get and see some of these things, but you can see they're not craters. It's an impact crater. That's what they call it, meaning it's going to be concaved. It's not going to be flat with something sitting on top of it. It's just not going to do it. And even if this was a crater, let's say for argument's sake, this is a rock, a very large rock, the crater would have to be immense. It would have to be, like, seriously huge. Let's put it that way. Now, I want to show you something else. There's a couple of these over here. Right here. And they're just flat. That's all they are. Anyway, so you guys tell me what you think is going on here. Because I'm going to tell you what. This one here, this is got to be the best photo I've ever seen of something realistic on here. And like I said, I want you guys to have a look at this. Oh, we just hit 500%. And you can see it's starting to really get grainy, and that's what I was trying to avoid. But you can see right there, that's the original. It's got straight, angular, straight up here, another angular piece, but because we're actually move back out, and there it is. This thing is huge. Whatever it is, I'm loving it, guys. I don't know about you guys, but here's the funny part. You don't even have to look in this area, okay? And again, this is where, right down here, was Apollo 11, and you had these other ones. I'll show you right here. You can see right here, you've had 17, which is right between the two. So you're talking right here, okay? Not too far from these, are there? Are they at all? Look at this. Let me go. I can actually sharpen this a little bit too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys this photo as well as this one. So depending on how much you zoom in or you don't, the clear one you don't want to zoom into it, because then you can take your magnifier and look right at it and it'll be clear for you. But check these things out. Now, some of these are definitely, no doubt, they're craters, but what's inside the craters is what is all about. Check these out. Look at the bottom. These are not craters, guys. These are actual structures. And the more you check these things out, look at this one. Completely round, has a little flat spot, things sticking out of them, and that's where Apollo was, one of the landings. There you go. So, when I seen these two alone, just this one here, just these two alone, this one and this area, and this crater itself, I'm going to zoom in for you guys. We're at 400% there. And again, I want to let you guys analyze these things through my Google+. Just click on the photo. You know, you can download it, check it out yourselves. Try not to zoom in too much because this is what you get. And it's hard to do that. But I'll tell you what, when you get to about 100% and leave it at right where it's at, take your eyepiece and look at these things. Wow, you will be astonished. And what I want you to do is then comment what you've seen on here. I'm just looking right here. 1, all this area. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These, they're everywhere. But this thing here, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. But you guys can tell me what you think. I mean, you know, because ultimately you guys get the last word. I've always told you that. You guys tell me what you're seeing in here. Because, again, it's not just centralized just to this one area. It's all over the place. It's all over this moon. You guys could just take the whole photo, look it over, just eyeball it slowly. You're going to find some crazy things. And really look at these little white pieces. Like I said, these right here. Because they're right there in front of your face, literally. And I think these could be cities. And this is the reason why they're giving off their own light. Right here, it looks like a tower. You can see a shadow to it right here. Look at the way that thing's shaped. This is a crater up here. That is not a crater. That's a platform. And I think that's what these things are built on. This is the reason why they probably haven't gone back to the moon, guys. I mean, what do you think? You tell me. What do you think? They probably already knew. And if they do go back to the moon, they're just going to kind of like, well, let's just stay out of the areas that are congested, we'll use the term. And, you know, they're just going to just kind of like, because we don't know if there's anything living on this moon. We have no clue. This could have been here thousands of years ago, and they just kind of vacated it. Or they are, I think they were saying that some people were saying that we may actually be already mining the moon. The governments of the world could be actually still talking with these people, could be affiliated. Look at these. Look at this. Perfectly round. Looks like a little dome on top. Check these out. This is a crater right here. You can see the outer rim of it. And guess what's in the middle of it? Check it out. Look at the size of this thing. That thing would have to be really tall. Almost looks like a shape of an animal if you look at it, if you tilt your head to the left. It just, guys, just look at it. Look at this. Another one. Another one of those round ones that I showed you on the other side. Look at that. That's neat. Check that out. I don't want to do that when you zoom in. But just have a look. It's all over this photo. They're in plain sight, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to keep it too long. I just wanted to show you that. And like I said, this one here, I don't know where it went. This is the Chang'e, the Chang'e 5 T1. And again, we'll zoom into this real quick. And you can see what looks like these small domes or whatever these are on top of these platforms. Whatever these things are, they're branching out to different places. I don't know. This has got a bunch of it, too, on there. But this one, you can see where they really went to town, guys, to cover this stuff up. What do you think? Look at this is the way the picture comes. What the heck? Why would any photo look like that when you got this one, and I can do this? This is what it's supposed to look like. And I can zoom into this, and it doesn't look anything like that. Look at it. Nothing like that at all. Looks perfectly fine. But they're there. Just look at them slowly. And again, here's the original picture. There's that item sitting right there. All right, guys, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I wanted you to see that. I couldn't wait to bring this to you guys because I think this is awesome. This is fantastic to see stuff like this. And, you know, again, thanks to David Cook for this, for bringing this out and saying, hey, Chris, have a look at this. So kudos goes to him. Anyway, guys, I got some cool, more actually really, really good videos coming up. I got some more Mars coming up, as well as more Moon. You guys can also suggest what you'd like to have me to take a look at. And if it's already been covered, I'll let you know if it has. And if it hasn't, we'll have a look, because I still have others people have suggested to me. So I'm going to be going through them as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. We'll see you in the next one.